Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, here for Rising Through the Darkness, Purgatory. Sure does feel like purgatory. You know, between the left and the right, where the future's going, the light and the dark. We feel like we're looking at both and trying to decipher which is which and which one's right. And gosh, it feels like we really are stuck in the middle. Even stuck in the middle of Rising Through the Darkness that I did in November of 2017. That covered 2018 through 2023, right in the middle, 2021. But we also are in between ages. That's what Age of Deception was all about.
And I feel that hope has been really shitty on the planet.
To reach heaven or into the heavens of God. What the hell is going on? What's going on?
To have the right perception.
Hope in the desert to me is the hope that people are going to be willing to really just pay attention to their own research and make a decision, whatever it might be, to just bring to that place of oneness. Because that's the trajectory, that's the destination.
That I did in 2016. And to help you understand the history of where we understand that the ancients know about these changes of the ages that we are in. And I know there's a lot of, whether you call it fluff out there, all about, the age of Aquarius. There's so much more to understanding what these ages are, and there's way more to understand about this moment in time we are in, not only from an age standpoint, but even the weird in-between of what's happening on Earth. Of course, you can look at it, and I already know in your consciousness, you're already going to the politics or where the Earth is going and so many of the things that we see in our media. But what about just even the geomagnetics and the in-between, a pole shift? How we are interacting intergalactically right now. But this time is so important to understand that Rising Through the Darkness has a lot to do with the Age of Deception. And I know you can feel it. There is an energy force that has come into our consciousness, this world, this dimension, that is foreign. It doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel like it's truly from the divine. And in Purgatory, it's not just about, I'm tired, I can't handle being stuck in the middle, and I just can't wait to get out of here. Because choosing the wrong exit, which looks like a door, can put you in a place that maybe you don't want to end up in. And we have to all be really aware right now in this moment that the clues that history has given us and the great people in history have been talking about for centuries upon centuries and even millennium to help us understand what this moment is truly all about. That it's not a joke, but it truly is a moment that has casted such a great shadow because there is so much light. But we can't let that shadow overtake us. To rise through the darkness is a lot more than just the grit or the determination or just to be positive. It's to be aware, to understand what has come our way, to understand what the divine is speaking to us, not only from the way that we use astrology, but even in the galactic astrology that's out there. There's a lot I'm going to cover in this presentation, just like I did in all the presentations that you watch me do, but especially if you watch Age of Deception or Rising Through the Darkness, you're going to get me back on a stage, back with the projector, and back with me spitting the truth. And there's a lot of history that I've been just sitting on as if I was the Hermit card, right? Like, it's almost like we're the Hermit card too at the same time. You can look at Purgatory like that. And I'm ready to come out of the woods. If you remember in 2017 as well, I did 3 Palladian channeled videos.
because the hammer is being dropped, the concrete is going to be poured at the end of this year. When we change over at the end of 2017 into 2018, things get intense, the dark gets its control back, and it really will be the energy that you project out now into the universe that will be concreted not only in the collective, but in your experience here on this earth. And you have a major choice right now to use the energy that is coming in July and August, and then the second part of the energy of September and October. And then there's this weird kind of midpoint, kind of weird waiting period to cross into the way that the concrete's going to be poured of November. So you've got to use this energy now to really put the energy out there into the ether, so when it finally hits at the end of this year, that you sit into the next cycle and cross the river to the other side, so you're on the right side of the fence before the wall comes crashing down. And there is going to be crashes in all sorts of effects, tower cards all over the place, like a world of tower cards. And you want to be in the right place. You want to be in a place of love. You want to be in a place of light. But more importantly, it's courage. It's facing your own fears. It's also listening to the very powerful transmissions that Spirit is literally delivering right now. This bridge that we just crossed to get here, or more importantly, this long journey we just were on to finally reach this space and to finally get to this place where we can cross. Think of the dimensions like the crossing zone, especially 2012. Sure, we got to 2012, but it's a cusp. The 5 years have finally come to where we can finally start to really edge into this new earth. But we have to leave an old dimension and enter into a new dimension. Exit an old frequency and enter into a new frequency. And think of this river or this creek as the boundary line of the frequency points. We have reached the point to finally cross to the other side to where we are fully into that new frequency zone. And I know a lot of people are energized and a lot of people can feel it. But there's also a lot of people who are stuck feeling like that the old frequency is going to continue. And the old frequency is trying to almost pull people back, because just like any organism or life force or frequency on the planet, when it comes to an end, it will do anything it can to survive. And the dark force right now that has been holding on to this lower vibrational frequency to keep humans and to keep ourselves low is starving, and it needs a host. And there are plenty of humans and hosts here. Why do you think that there's this many billions of people on the planet right now? It's a party for the dark and the light, because they both need to survive. But what side do you want to pick is a very big aspect of the earth that you will choose to pick this summer.
And they were very important at the time to get to the right side of the fence. And you can watch those on YouTube and see if they resonate with you, especially during this time. And why it was so important for me to do Rising Through the Darkness at the end of 2017, before Saturn came into Capricorn. Why it was so important for me to do Age of Deception when Neptune was square Saturn in Pisces to Sag. That I finally just got the download that I've been sitting on waiting to use all this history and all this astrology, that I had to get that download from Spirit of when I could use it again. And it's been since 2017. And I'm excited, I'm thrilled. And I'm more thrilled to give this to you because I know it's helped so many people. And I know that a lot of people thought I was crazy for so long. And sometimes those receipts I have take a long time till they become true. And this isn't so much about whether or not this prediction came true or not. This is about understanding the guidance, understanding the history, and understanding this moment. And what is this foreign energy that has come into our awareness? It's hidden. It's hidden and it's behind things, but you feel it and you see it. And it's your high vibration that is aware of this energy, because it doesn't feel that it does come from a high vibration. It likes to fool. It likes to trick. It likes to come in and almost get at us and tap into our lower vibrational energies and feed upon those. And that includes us feeding upon those in ourselves. hey, we're not perfect, trust me. And I'm the last person to say I'm perfect. And I come from a non-judgmental place. But I think it's important for us to meet on this live event that you can watch on highvibe.tv on April 15th of 2021. So we can all together go through all this information and go through this message from Spirit and what Spirit says from the cosmos to the history, and understand the age of deception that has truly brought us to rise through this darkness. And to realize that we all have to be vulnerable and we have to be strong at the same time. To admit where we are falling victim to this foreign energy that has come in, that has tricked us energetically and is playing with a lot of our shadows in our life. And we are going to come together and we are going to look at this and we are going to realize that there are many different directions to go, but the only direction there really is to the divine out of this purgatory. And so every part of history and every part of the astrology is about this moment. And it's about this moment. Instead of looking at it like a emergency exit right now because you want the thrill back in your life, because you just want life to feel quote unquote normal again. It's not about that. Because everything outside that they are trying to, this force, this energy to trick you into is anything but normal. And we all know that it's a very sensitive subject that a lot of us are feeling, and it's dividing so many of us. But if we can all come together and look at this information and realize that humanity as one truly is humanity, and that the force that's underneath all of us that we feel, that doesn't feel normal, and that is projected in the media and in our phones and in these ways that we don't even realize is setting us all up to be victims of our own humanity and take away our superhuman power as a species of who we are. So please join me at highvibe.tv. Go to the special events, paid video specials on highvibe.tv, or go to highvibe.tv/pages/purgatory. At the end of the day, we got this. But let's all be honest. Let's not be fooled. Let's not be tricked. Let's be awake. Let's be aware. And let's all come together and look at this information and look at what the cosmos and history has to tell us. And let's make sure that the door is not an emergency exit, but the doorway to get out of this ladder of contemplation to bring us to what some call heaven, to what some call the highest vibe that we can get, our true self. Our higher self. If we really want to talk about a new age, let's talk about it. I'll see you on April 15th.
But I'm not here to be that guy. I'm just throwing it all out there. All I'm saying, and let's take a break here to take a second and think about from where we're at right now in this presentation, is when I talk about hope, trajectory, belief, and where you're going, before you just jump on the train of not only where you're going to become a successful business person, which is what we've all been entranced to become, why don't you start paying attention to the human being in the earth that you live on and start doing the research and where the hell really is this all going and why are you here and what the hell is going on? What's going on? And the belief systems that you've been meant to believe, have you yourself ever done the research on this yourself? Or have you just looked at that picture and said, yep, that's it? McDonald's today? Great. That's what being asleep is. It's not that you don't know crystals. It's not that you don't know astrology even. It's that you haven't looked at the environment. What did I say at the first slide? What is the opposite of hope? Already having it figured out. I've got reality figured out. I came here, it's already figured out. I was born, those people figured it out for me. Not exploring new options. No, I'm not going to explore new options. Oh, that guy's crazy, the Leo King. He's up there telling me that the earth's fucking flat, or that this shit's going on, or that the church suppressed everything, or that you can't do this, or da-da-da. Have you ever looked yourself? Staying in the same environment. I'm comfortable in this reality the way that they want me to have it think. I'm not going to look outside. I'm comfortable here. I get to eat. I have a toilet that works. I have an iPhone. I'm happy. Only using logic to find the answer. Have you looked at magic yet? Have you looked at a higher intuition that's telling you that something's wrong? That's what hope is. It's not, it's so much deeper. That's why I said Sagittarius opens the true door and gives you a truth that you might not be ready to see, not Scorpio. Scorpio just says, yeah, get in there. You got a ticket. But Sag starts to reveal the world that is truly there.